Currently on News 5, El Paso County's Veteran of the Year is talking to me tonight about the honor he says so many other veterans in our area deserve too. Retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Joe Lewis was named as Veteran of the Year in May. I sat down with him to talk about how his determination to honor our fallen heroes has continued long after his military service ended.
I always wanted to fly since before I can remember, and flying jets was really what I wanted to do.
Joe Lewis eventually made that dream come true in the military. The son of a Marine, he had an awareness at a young age that a life of military service meant deep sacrifice.
My dad was a Marine in Vietnam, and he was infantry. If he hadn't made it home, I never would have existed. And that kind of impacted me as a kid. I really thought about how far the ripples go forward when someone doesn't come home. And then I ended up joining the military, started with the Army National Guard right out of high school, and turned 18 at Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
From Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Lewis headed to the Marine Corps, where he flew FA-18 Hornets in combat for 5 years, until he says he broke his back in training. He transitioned out and became a pilot for American Airlines, but went back to active duty with the Air Force after 9/11. His career spanned 25 years before he retired in 2011 as a lieutenant colonel.
Joe, what does it mean to you to be a veteran?
Well, it's an honor, so I gained so much from the different service and the different branches and getting to work with, a really strange career, right? So I got to do all kinds of really neat things.
During that time, he never let go of the gratitude that he and his father both got to come home, something several of his friends did not get to do.
2 of my friends in the Marine Corps had babies on the way they never even got to meet. So knowing that those kids had to grow up their whole life, but most importantly through their most crucial formative years as kids without the guidance and support of their fathers, it really struck me, and their dads were great guys and they would have been great fathers, and it made me think what would happen if I didn't make it home for my sons.
And with that thought began his determination to start a nonprofit to support the families left behind.
We went to Dairy Queen and I told my wife what I was going to do, and it shocked her.
At Dairy Queen, you said, I'm going to start a nonprofit.
Yes.
Or what were the words?
Gosh, I don't remember exactly the words. I remember her reaction more than I remember the words.
And what was that?
Shock, because the normal thing would have been to go back to the airlines.
Instead, he and his wife founded Angels of America's Fallen, a nonprofit that pays for children's after-school activities like piano, sports, and dance. Children like Trey, whose father was killed in the line of duty serving as a police officer when the boy was just 6 years old. Angels of America's Fallen has been supporting Trey's passion for football for many years now, adding in some special surprises along the way, with a chance to meet his father's favorite football team, the Auburn Tigers.
I contacted Auburn and said, hey, I'd like to do something special for Trey, and they let me take him to one of the games, get on the field before where the War Eagle flies around and lands, and meet the coach and the players, and it was pretty cool.
What a moment for him and you.
Yeah.
You take it all in too.
Oh, absolutely.
You get to be part of the joy in a tremendously sad circumstance.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the best things about this is, again, we focus on the positives and possibilities.
Lewis says the nonprofit supports each child until they are 19 years old. Right now, he says they have 550 children enrolled, but he says his waiting list includes 670 more.
We all have a heart for getting those kids enrolled, and the sooner you can get them engaged in something, the better off they're going to be. And all the activities that we support have been shown to really help them with, staying in school, better grades, hopefully, substance abuse, avoiding substance abuse, and they are at-risk youth, actually. After the traumatic loss of their parent, they're at greater risk of anxiety, depression, substance abuse, dropping out of school, and even suicide.
Lewis recognizes that much of his work is not just the financial support, it's the emotional support too.
In most cases, it's a young widow who hasn't fully dealt with her own grief yet because she went into survival mode to take care of her kids. And so when we might make a call that we think is going to be a quick 5-minute call to say, how are they doing? We've paid for 2 months of piano. Do they want to keep going? Should we pay for more? Can turn into like an hour-long phone call, just being there and listening.
His work was recognized earlier this year by El Paso County when he was named Veteran of the Year for his exemplary military and community service and encouragement to other local veterans.
I was surprised to get it in the first place because there are so many deserving veterans in our community. I think it gives me an opportunity to serve a little better, maybe to raise more awareness about angels. That's my passion, that's my mission.
A mission of support to honor the children left behind.
It's really impactful. It's impactful to that remaining parent. It's impactful to the kids, and it's impactful to me and our staff and our board and everybody that volunteers and plays a role in making this happen.
Since 2017, the El Paso County Veteran of the Year program has honored and recognized veterans who have served their country and made significant contributions to the local veteran community. To learn more about that program and Angels of America's Fallen, go to our website, KOAA.com.